Hey everyone, and welcome back or welcome to Out There with Dean. And today I'm going through part 2 of my travel essentials. Hopefully this series will help make travel a little bit easier for everyone and give you a bit of an idea of what I take when I go away. So number 1 on my travel essentials is my checked luggage, but it's not really any checked luggage. So the luggage I use is a brand called July, and it's their Check Plus luggage. So it's they're really their supersize version of the luggage that they offer. I've mentioned it in another video that the reason why I like July, there's a couple of reasons. They provide a hard shell case, but they really provide some really bright colors, some funky colors there. And their luggage really does have a lot of different features as well. One thing that's common among the carry-on, which I'll cover later, and the checked luggage or the Check Plus, is they have a compression system that's built into it. I really appreciate this. Using packing cubes, I already use some compression when I'm packing my items, but having a compression system built into the luggage, it really does help quite a lot when you're getting your luggage in there if you need to just fit a little bit more in. As I mentioned, their luggage is really lightweight as well, but really strong. So you can see here that along the corners, they're reinforced with a metal, like an aluminium or a metal there, which is colored according to the case that you have. It just provides that little bit of extra protection. I know that a lot of suitcases, their fail point will be the corners, and July have really made sure that they've reinforced the corners, not only on this larger one, but on the smaller one as well. Another thing that's really important for all luggage, for all checked luggage, is to make sure that it's TSA approved. So this has got a lock-in system built into it, like many suitcases, and it's also TSA approved as well, which is really quite handy. You can see here that it's got a number of different little compartments. The biggest one, as I said, is the compression, but it also has that little pouch, that zip-up pouch there for a dirty clothes container or a dirty clothes bag, which is really important when you're traveling, especially for a long time. You don't want to be mixing your dirty clothes in with your clean clothes. It's also perfect because it's bigger than the regular size, medium-sized luggage, but it's still perfect because it fits all of the regular luggage limits that airlines will have. So you don't really have any problems with that. With some train journeys, there may be some problems. I know that I've had a friend that's traveled with this size through the UK, and they were a little bit skeptical, but it worked out fine for them as well. Another thing that's really quite important, for me at least, with my luggage is to have like a 4-wheel luggage, not the 2-wheel, especially if you're traveling with a lot of luggage. So if you've got a checked luggage, if you've got your carry-on and a backpack, you want something that can glide along really easily and get you and not get caught up on anything. A 2-wheel system really has a lot more effort than a 4-wheel system that can really glide and sort of have no effort at all. So number 2 on my essentials is another piece of luggage, and a piece of luggage that I covered on my last video for a gift idea, but it's really a travel essential as well, and I thought it was really important to mention, and that's my carry-on luggage. Again, I use July branded carry-on luggage as well. The benefit of using the same brand is they're designed so they nest into each other as well, which is really quite handy when you get home and you need to store your suitcases. I know that it can be an issue where they take up so much space, but this is really, they all nest in. So if I had the size in between, they would nest in as well. It would be really quite handy. Look, with the July carry-on, things that I mentioned in the other video that I really love, it has that compression system as well in there. So you can really fit a lot more than you otherwise would into the similar size suitcase. But the thing that I really love about it is it's got that extra battery pack built into the suitcase. And it's also removable. So if you have an instance where your carry-on needs to be checked, that sometimes happens when it's a full flight and there's just not enough room, you can always pop that battery out, because you can't have the battery when your luggage is being checked. And also then you can just hold it on with you. The other great thing about July luggage is that you've got the option to have your luggage personalized and branded. So I have my name on my carry-on. I didn't really think it was necessary for my checked, but it's just another little touch that you can get with July luggage, which I really do enjoy. Now I'm going to include this on my number 2 because it is part of the carry-on experience, but it is kind of separate. So let's call this a bonus option. And that's an amenities kit. So you'll typically always travel, hopefully, with a toiletries bag when you're flying long haul. But what's really important, I think, when you're having a long flight or a long train or bus journey and you've got carry-on luggage, is to have an amenities kit with you as well, that you can have on the plane with you. So typically, with this amenities kit that I've got here, I actually received that if you fly business class, you will receive an amenities kit typically, and they're quite good quality. I would still take my own. I just repurposed this one because it's a good quality one. But in that amenities kit, I would typically carry a lip balm, because the flight can be quite dry on your skin and especially your lips. Maybe a moisturizer as well, again, because my skin does tend to get really dry and crackly. I would also take some pain relief, so some over-the-counter pain relief, and check where you're traveling to make sure that you can take it into the country. But I would typically put that in there. Some antibacterial wipes as well, so antiseptic wipes, and an eye mask as well, and some earplugs. So just a little amenities kit. Oh, also a toothbrush as well, if you've got a travel toothbrush, and a little bit of toothpaste. Just to keep you fresh on your flight. I really value having that there and within arm's reach. It's great to have your toiletries bag for when you're at your hotel, and have that full service, but while you're on the plane, if you're on a plane for 15, 16 hours, it really can be a lifesaver. Number 3 on my essentials list is a really good quality backpack. Now, I swear by the brand Nordace. I've had a number of different Nordace backpacks. This one that I'm showing here is really perfect, and I've got a link for it in the description. Look, with a Nordace backpack, look through Amazon or look through their website. They have so many different options, but really what they're outstanding with is they have so many different, each backpack has so many different pockets, so many different compartments that you can put things in, but they're really great with laptop storage. And a number of them, like the one that I'm showing here, actually has built-in charging. So one of those battery packs that you're taking along your journey, you put it in your bag, you hook it up, and you can actually have your phone charging from the backpack, which can be quite handy for a number of different reasons. One of the other things that I swear by now when I have a backpack, and Nordace do this with essentially all of their backpacks, it's this little strap on the back. And with that strap, it goes over either your checked luggage handle or your carry-on luggage handle, the retractable handle. And this has been an absolute lifesaver when I've been traveling solo especially, and I've had so many different bags, and I've needed to have my backpack not on my back, but I've needed to have it with me to get things out. Trying to balance all of that when you're only one person with two hands can be a bit of a nightmare. So having that strap, it just slips over the handle, the carry handle, and it really makes it secure so you can go about your way. It really makes things easier through security as well. It's a lifesaver. The other feature that I really love on this backpack, which you can see here as well, is it's got like a hidden compartment that goes against your back. So it's a zipper there where you can put your wallet. If you want, you can put your passport. It's big enough to fit a passport wallet. Again, it saves you in places where if you want to take this backpack out on a day trip and you're in an area where there's a high likelihood of crime or pickpocketing, you can pop all of your important documents in that secure part, and it would be really quite difficult for somebody to get those documents out. I really recommend Nordace. As I said, I've used them quite a number of times, and this particular backpack, it's really my daily driver. So not only for travel, it's also my work backpack. So I take it to work. It's got an area for my laptop. It's got little pockets that I can put all my different bits and pieces in for work. Look, I've used it so much that I'm probably due to get a new one, but I'm going to get at least one more holiday out of it before it gets retired. Another great feature about all of their backpacks as well is they're water resistant, but I've got a little raincoat for it as well, which you can buy. Just absolutely love them, really highly recommend, but a good quality backpack will really serve you well on your travels. So number 5 on my travel essentials is something that's really quite basic, but sometimes easy to forget. And it's hand sanitizer. The one that I've got here was actually a Christmas present this year from my boss. So very thoughtful of her. She knows that I'm just about to go overseas on a fairly long holiday. But look, a good hand sanitizer and a convenient hand sanitizer, you can't really underestimate. This one, as you can see, it's brilliant. It's got a little clip on there so I can clip it to my backpack or clip it to my travel bag when I'm out and about. But really a good hand sanitizer can save you from maybe getting a cold or a flu while you're out and about. Really great for those high touch areas when you've been maybe at a cruise and been at the cruise buffet and you want to just sanitize your hands before you put them near your face. On the plane, when you've been touching the tray table, you don't know how well that's been cleaned in the past. I would never go past a good hand sanitizer. Really, I wouldn't travel without one. Anywhere that I go in the world, I think it's just, it can save you. You want to be well, you want to be in the best form that you can be when you're traveling, and really you just want to avoid that risk of getting a cold or a flu or any sort of sickness as well. So really wouldn't go past them. This particular hand sanitizer, it's a blueberry scented one. I'm interested to try that, but the regular one's fine. But yeah, I wouldn't leave home or do any sort of traveling without a hand sanitizer. So next on the list is a reusable water bottle. Look, I am fairly particular with my water bottles. I find a lot of them at the moment when you go on Amazon or go into the supermarket to buy one, they've got a lot of motivational quotes on there, and that really isn't the thing that I want to see on a water bottle. At most, as you can see on this one, I like seeing how much is in the bottle, but that's about it. The features that I look for in a water bottle as well is I want it to be really secure and really watertight, funny enough. This one handles the pressure on the plane really quite well. There's a number that if you take them on a plane and when you open them you might get some water spillage or some kind of the pressurization of the bottle sort of messes around. This doesn't really have that too much. It kind of pops when you open it, but it's fine. I like that it can be locked as well. So it's spring loaded. I've had this for a number of years now, so the springs never failed me. And it's also lockable. So that spring-loaded piece, if you put it in your backpack, you can lock it down and it's not going to spill all the way through your bag. The other great thing is that you actually save quite a lot of money by taking your own water bottle. So instead of paying $6 in some places or $10 in the airport for a bottle of water, so just make sure that your bottle is empty when you go through security. And at nearly all airports, there's a bottle refill station that can refill your bottle up there. Yeah, it will save you a lot of money for the initial outlay of maybe $25, $30 for a good quality water bottle. It would just save you money. Something that I always look for in a water bottle as well is having a strap. It just makes it so much easier. You can tie it onto your bag if your bag doesn't have a pouch, but it's also just easy to carry around the airport as well, or carry around on a hike if you need be. And finally on my list of travel essentials for this video is a non-surge protected power board. And you might be asking why a non-surge protected power board, and that's because if you're looking to go on a cruise, you can't actually take anything that's surge protected. Quite recently though, it's probably worth checking with your cruise line to see if you can actually still take a powerboard. I know that Royal Caribbean or Royal Caribbean have now banned the use of all power boards, whether they're surge protected or non-surge protected. So really check with your cruise company to see if you can still take a power board. But for anybody that's not cruising, a power board is really essential. Depending on the hotel that you stay at, maybe there might be 1 or 2 plug sockets, and you would need a plug adapter to be able to use them. With a power board, you essentially only need 1 power adapter or plug adapter, and you've got then multiple outlets for your home country. Again, it's probably worth checking to make sure that you're using multi-voltage devices and not single voltage devices. They may not have a good time there, but it's really essential, and it can be a bit of a lifesaver, especially if you're traveling with somebody and they may not have as many power adapters, or you just may be limited and you need to charge your devices overnight or in the morning for the next day. I would never travel without one. You can get some really nice compact small ones. This one here has a couple of USB outlets, which is handy, as well as the big plugs as well for my home country, which all my devices fit into. Really quite handy. I wouldn't travel without one now. I've been doing this for years and years and years, and then they really don't take up too much room in your suitcase as well. So that's it for my Travel Essentials Part 2 video. I'm sure there's some more essentials that I'm missing out on. If you've got any essentials that you would never travel without, please mention them in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm always looking for new ideas. But thanks again for watching, and if you've liked the video, please give it a like, please subscribe, it really does help the channel out. And until next time, I'll see you later, bye.